Okay, so go ahead and open your books to page 515. Okay, so today's standard, we're going to take a look at understanding a fraction as a multiple. So what we're going to be doing is multiplying fractions with whole numbers. So at the top here, it says, what is really going on when you multiply numbers? So when you want to think about it, is you want to think about doubling. So if you take 5 times 2, you're taking 5 plus 5. So all you're doing is adding the two together. So it's almost like the repeated addition that Miss Mudra taught you guys previously. So let's take a look. And you guys can take, for an example, if you have 5 times 2 and 5 plus 5, it's going to be the same thing. So they're both going to equal 10. Okay. So we're going to move on to the model it. I'm going to do a couple and walk you through it, and then we're going to practice together, and then I'm going to have you guys do it. So it says here on model it, look at the model, write an addition equation to add the 1/3. So we want to look, and we have 4 groups of 1/3. So underneath here, we have 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3. Yep. So when we're adding these, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to equal 4/3. Or you can turn this into a mixed number, which would be 1 1/3.
I'm just gonna zoom it in.
Okay.
I didn't even think about that. Oops. Better?
Good? Okay, so dropping down to number 2, it says you can use multiplication with fractions to show repeated addition of fractions, just as you do with whole numbers. Complete the sentence and equation below. So this is just referencing the problem that we just did. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 copies of 1/3. So if we have 4 copies of 1/3, that's going to give us 4/3 or 1 1/3. Go ahead.
How does it give you
What was the question?
How does it give you
1 1/3. So when you have, let's take a look here. So if you have a box, okay, you want to take 4, so you have 4 that are shaded in, so you have 1 whole. Okay, so just how you guys did the mixed numbers, you remember that? So how many times can 3 go into the 4? 1, right? And then that gives you how many left over? 1. Good job. So that's how you get 1 1/3. Okay, so you have 1 whole, and then you have 1 left over. So you have 1/3 left over.
So since the 4 1/3, so it's 1, 2, 3. That's already 1 whole.
Yep, because you have thirds.
And then there's still 1/3 left, so that's 1
Right.
and 1/3.
Right, so if you take a look, you see how you have 4 that are shaded in? So if I was to shade in 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, that's going to give me a whole. Okay? So the 3. Okay? 1 1/3. So we can also take a look at it as doing 4 times 1/3. which still gives us 4/3 or 1 1/3. Any questions?
Nope.
No? Everyone have that copied?
Yes.
Yes? Good? Okay. So let's go ahead and flip the page. And then we're going to go on to page 516. And let's look at problem 3. Okay, so we're going to do this together. So this says complete the problems below. So look at the model below. So it says write an addition equation to add the 2/3. So who can tell me what this fraction would be? Cydia? 2/3. Good job. What about the next one? Go ahead.
2/3.
Good job. And the next one? Go ahead. 2/3. And the last one. Go ahead. 2/3. Good job. So who can tell me what this adds up to and what the fraction would be? Go ahead.
8/3.
8/3. Good job. There is another answer. Who can give me the mixed number? Go ahead.
2 2/3.
2 2/3. Okay, can someone explain to me how we got the 2 2/3? Go ahead. 2 holes. Okay, so what are the 2 holes that we have?
3
Because 3 goes into 8 how many times? Good job, and that gives us 2/3 left over, correct? Good job. All right, so now we want to move on. Complete the multiplication equation. So what times 2/3 equals blank? Who wants to give it a try? Who wants to see if they can tell me what times 2/3 equals blank? Go ahead.
4.
4. So 4 times 2/3 equals Go ahead.
6/3.
Nope. Try again. Cydia, go ahead.
4 is the 4 a whole?
4 is the whole.
So 4 and 2.
So 4. So look at the problem above here. So if we have 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. So we have 4 2/3 all together. So 4 times 2/3 is going to give us what? Go ahead.
8/3.
8/3. Who said 2 2/3?
Elijah.
Good job. All right, so who wants to tell me how they got 8/3? Here, by multiplying. Go ahead.
Because it says, if you said 2 times 4 is going to give you 8, and the bottom line is 2, so that's 8/3.
Right, right. So you have how many holes? 2? Because how many times does 3 go into 8? How do you get the 2 holes? 3 goes into 8 how many times? Twice, right? With 2 left over. So that's how you get, because if you do 3 times 2, it's going to give you 6. You can't do another, you can't add 3 more, right? Because then it's going to give you 9. And our fraction is 8/3. So we have 2 holes with 2/3 left over. Anyone have any questions? Okay, let's go ahead and move on to number 4. So write an addition equation to add to the 1/3. So we're going to go ahead, and who can tell me what this would look like? Go ahead. And we're just going to keep adding 1/3, correct? So just like the repeated addition. So you want to make sure you're lining everything up underneath so you know how many 1/3 you have. All right. So who can tell me what our fraction is going to look like? Go ahead. 8/3. So we have 8/3. And how did you get that? Repeated addition, correct? Because you have 8 1/3. So if you add it up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That gives you the 8/3. Who can tell me the mixed number? How would you convert 8/3 to a mixed number? Go ahead.
2 and 1.
What was it? 2 and 1/3. Let's see. So how many times does 3 go into 8? 2. How many do you have left over? What's 3 times 2? 6, right? So 6, 7, 8, right? So you have 2 and 2/3. Got it?
2 and 2/3?
2 and 2/3. So that's how 2 and 2/3. It's a little messy. What was that?
That was the one that we were doing.
Yep. So it's just like the one we were doing above here, except it's a little bit different. So up here we were looking at groups of 2/3, right? So we have less because we only have 2/3 compared to 1/3. So it's going to look a little different, but it's the exact same problem. Any questions so far? Got it? All right, so let's complete the multiplication equation. So who can tell me what times 1/3 equals blank? Go ahead. Yep. 8. So what is 8 times 1/3? 8/3.
2
Or, what was the mixed number?
and 2/3.
Good job. So that's the same thing that we did above here, except instead of 4 times 2/3, we're looking at 8 times 1/3 because we have 8 groups of 1/3. Any questions? Guys got it? Easy, right? Not that hard. Just like repeated addition, except they like to switch the plus sign and make it a multiplication sign, right? All right. So let's go ahead and we're going to move to page 518. All right, so we did the I do's, and then we did it together. I want you guys to try problems 3 and 4. Okay? When you're done, go ahead and bring it up to me, and then just form a line, and I'll check it for you, okay? If anyone needs help, we'll just walk through it, okay? Got it?
What you said? Number what?
Numbers 3 and 4.
So the whole page. It's 2 questions.
Actually, 3 and 4, you guys are going to sit there, and then we'll go over it together.
Oh.
So you're gonna try. What she's saying is you're gonna try it, and then
Mhm.
we'll check it together, and
Yep.
then you'll do it yourself.
And then we'll go on and you
So-
guys will do it.
Do it yourselves, and then once you're done, put your pencil down and sit quietly. When she sees a lot of you are done, then we'll check it all together to make sure you guys got it. Yep. So once you're done with 3 and 4, put your pencils down and sit quietly until she goes over it with you.
Does this have to be the whole number?
Doesn't have to be, but if you can make it into a mixed number, go ahead and try that, okay?
That's why we don't put it on our
Can we pick one now and do it on, or we gotta put the number that is there?
What was it?
We got like, can we put a number that we want, or we gotta put a that's it?
We'll go over it and you can see how we do it, okay? Alright, so let's go ahead and let's start looking at number 3. Who can tell me what their addition problem would look like with these fractions? So write an addition equation to add the 3/4. Go ahead. Yep. Good job. So we're going to look here and we're going to go 3/4 plus 3/4 plus 3/4. Who can give me the sum of this problem? Go ahead. Yep. 9/4. Good job. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's turn this into a mixed number. Go ahead. 2 wholes and 1/4. Good job. Because 4 goes into 9 2 times with 1 left over. So that's how you get 2 wholes and 1/4. Okay, so let's go on. Complete the multiplication equation. Who can tell me what they got for this problem? Go ahead.
I said, I put the number 6.
Number 6. Who can give me another one that they got? Go ahead. 3.
I passed it out.
So 3. So we have 3 times 3/4 equals. Who has the answer for that one? Go ahead. 9/4. Or 2 and 1/4.
I was gonna put the number 3 on it, but then I looked at this one, then I put 3 more on it.
Yeah, you added a little bit extra, didn't you? All right, so let's go on to number 4. write an addition equation to add to the 1/4. Who can tell me the addition problem that they got? Go ahead.
1/4 plus 1 is
Yep. So all we're doing is the repeated addition. So we have 1 shaded in with 4 blocks. So we have 1/4. That's how we get all these 1/4. So you want to make sure that you're adding up every single one. Who can tell me the sum of this problem?
9/4.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good job. So we have 9/4. Or if we wanted to turn this into a mixed number, who can tell me the mixed number that we would get? You go ahead. No? Marlon?
2 holes and 1/4.
2 holes and 1/4. Good job. All right, so let's go down to B. Complete the multiplication equation. Who can help me out with this one? Go ahead. Yep.
9.
So 9 times 1/4 equals, who can tell me the answer?
2 and 1/4.
2 and 1/4. That would be the mixed number. Or, what's the more simplified version of it? 9/4. Good job. All right, so let's go ahead and let's move on to page 519. So it says draw an area model to show 3 times 2/5, then write the product. Okay, so I want you guys to try 1 and 2 on your own. When you're done, bring it up to me so I can check it, okay?